Hello? It's thinking.
Alright folks, welcome back to Hapes O Games. I'm very excited right now. I hit the jackpot. I picked up the Dreamcast and a bumper collection of games. So I can't wait to get into this. I've never ever owned a Dreamcast ever. I do not know what to expect here. So let's unbox this, let's set this up, and what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to show you the adapter I'm using right now to connect this to the capture card and get the best picture out of it. So here we go, here's the Dreamcast. Before we start guys, please make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss the next video. And let's get straight into this. So we're going to unbox it first. So let's start with the console. Now I'll park some of these up. Controller, visual memory unit. So we got the console itself. Nicely boxed. Okay, we've unboxed it, and I gotta say, it's in incredible condition considering this is second hand. So this is the console itself, 4 controller ports, Windows CE, imagine. Disc tray, we got the power. So what connections have we got? Got our AC in, our AV out, got a serial port. So yeah, again, I'm incredibly happy with the quality of the second-hand unit. And same goes for the controller. Looks in great condition. So from my understanding, memory card which drops in here. And what else have we got? So as I mentioned, the visual memory unit. I can't wait to test out to see what these are all about. What else was in there? Got the Dreamcast internet browser disk, Dream Key. Okay, that's unopened. I think I'm going to leave that unopened. Might be more of a collector's item or something like that. We'll do some research and check that out. And I got a spare controller. I'm actually going to keep this and use the one that's open. And I'll probably never use this until maybe the other one wears down due to wear and tear or whatever else. Okay, so guys, just a very brief discussion on the HDMI adapter that I'm using. So that's the one from Geico. And this is how I'm connecting the Dreamcast to my capture card. And it primarily converts the VGA signal and supports HDMI output in this case. One point to note is there is a minor few games that don't work with this because those specific games don't support VGA, so just watch out for that. But the majority of the games are supported that I've tested. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is let's get stuck into the games. Now I couldn't capture everything, there was just too much to capture. I played 3 games, so let's cover the first 3 games that I've actually played on the system. The first one is Millennium Soldier Expendable. This game is savage. How did I miss out on this one? Now I think this one is cross-platform, so it's not exclusive to the system. But the Dreamcast version is really, it looks really good. It looks fantastic still to this day. This is a perfect game actually to stream. So I might line this one up to stream this one soon. So again, the aim would be we're streaming on real hardware on the Dreamcast. And let's do a blind playthrough of this, I think. But from what I played so far, I just played the first 2 missions. Really fun. It's pretty much a kind of a twin stick shooter. Arcade style, over the top. And yeah, it plays and controls really well. Not much else to say on it. But yeah, definitely let's cover this one in the future on the channel, for sure. Okay, next up, let's move on to the most well-known and exclusive title on the system. A launch title, in fact. And weirdly, I looked it up. The critics didn't like this when this came out. What's wrong with them? This game is savage. And I've never played a 3D Sonic game before. I've only ever played the 2D versions. So this was a first playthrough for me. I did the first couple of levels and really enjoyed them. So, you know, I'm not quite sure negativity was stemming from back then. But it seems to have obviously sold really well. It's actually probably one of the best selling Dreamcast games, funnily enough. So there was no issue from a financial point of view. And I mean, it obviously has a cult following now. I mean, any person I've talked to in the community, they absolutely love it. So I can't wait to get stuck into this and actually complete it. I'm going to try and aim to complete this one first. So let's move on to Virtua Fighter 3. So I've always been a fan of the Virtua Fighter series. It's a lot more grounded based fighter, and what I mean there is big hit points, a couple of kicks, and your health bar is down to the very lowest. So it's all about tactics, defending, and being quick to dodge. And what I like about this as well is there's 3 rounds within those fights, but again, those rounds are really quick. So it makes sense to have 3 rounds per win, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's Virtua Fighter. So here's a couple of other ones. Let's briefly hammer through these. Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX. I haven't played it yet. I remember playing some Dave Mirra games back on the PS2, so interesting to try that one out. Next up is Wild Metal, a Rockstar game that I've never heard of. Didn't even know they did a game on the Dreamcast. So again, can't say much about this one. I haven't played them. Haven't played any of these bar the first 3 as I mentioned. Gonna be interesting to try that one out. And funny enough to see some other kind of obscure Rockstar games would be quite interesting. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is next up. What a classic. Everybody knows how class it is. The remaster actually recently was brilliant. So it'd be nice to go back to actually play it on the Dreamcast just to have a look. Next up is Speed Devils. This looks really interesting. Just had a quick look up at it before the video. It's just like an arcade racer, right up my alley. I like speed racers like Burnout, you know, arcadey style, non-realistic, but looks like a ton of fun. Next up then is WWF Attitude. I'm a fan of the old wrestling, so anything with the old wrestling in a WWF, I'm all in. Don't like any of the new stuff now, so this looks interesting. Didn't know Acclaim did a version, so Acclaim Sports did a version of wrestling games. I thought it was all EA. Next up then is Tomb Raider Chronicles. Not played this. I've only really played 1, 2, and I've also played some of the newly released games, but I haven't played any of those kind of 6th generation Tomb Raider titles. Last 2 pickups then is UEFA Strikers. Didn't know there was a football game in the Dreamcast. I didn't know there was one made by Infogrames. And then the last one then is Metropolis Street Racer. So again, looking forward to trying out some of these games that I've never played before. That's it, guys. I tried to cram in as much as I could in 8 minutes. So yeah, I mean, picking up a Dreamcast in 2021 seems like a win to me. Guys, if you like what you see, please make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss the next video. I've got lots more videos coming up here. I'm going to actually cover in depth a mod to the Dreamcast. That will be coming up in another video soon. But until next time, see you in the next video.